The sterile halls of Nexus Prime Medical Academy gleamed under bioluminescent strips, a beacon of interspecies cooperation floating in the void between star systems. Riza wiped his sweaty palms against his faded uniform, a hand-me-down from his older brother who'd graduated 3 cycles ago. The fabric had seen better days, much like everything else in his life. He stood outside the rehabilitation wing, heart hammering against his ribs like a trapped bird. Through the transparent aluminum doors, he could see her, Orla, the draconian nurse who'd somehow become the center of his universe over the past standard year. "You're being ridiculous," he muttered to himself, but his feet carried him forward anyway. Orla sat in her mobility chair, her iridescent scales catching the light in ways that made Riza's breath catch. The hover chair was a necessary evil. A devastating neural injury during the Epsilon Wars had left her unable to use her powerful legs, wings forever grounded. Yet she moved with such grace, such dignity, that most forgot she was anything but whole. "Riza," she said, her voice carrying that melodic quality unique to draconians, her crystalline eyes fixed on him with warmth. "Your shift doesn't start for another hour. I know. He fumbled with the small data chip in his pocket, the one containing his invitation to the Galactic Unity Ball. Every medical student received one, but tickets for guests cost more than his monthly stipend. He'd been saving for months, taking double shifts at the cafeteria, tutoring younger students in human anatomy, a subject most aliens found baffling. Humans were weird that way. Fragile. No scales. No exoskeletons, no regenerative abilities. Just soft skin and stubborn determination. "I wanted to ask you something," Riza continued, his voice cracking slightly. "The ball is next week, and I know it's probably stupid, but I wondered if maybe you'd want to go." "With me?" The silence stretched between them like a gravitational field. Orla's expression shifted through several emotions Riza couldn't quite read. Surprise, something like pain, then a softness that made his chest ache. "Riza, I know you probably have plans," he interrupted, words tumbling out in a rush. "And I know I'm just a broke human student who can barely afford the dress code, but you're the kindest person I've ever met. You've helped me through every stupid mistake I've made in clinicals. When I accidentally mixed up the Thorgalian and Zentari blood types and nearly killed that patient, you didn't report me. You stayed up all night teaching me the differences. You learned," Orla said softly. "That's what mattered. Because of you." Riza took a breath. "I don't care that you use a chair. I don't care that we're different species. I want to spend one evening with you outside these walls, please." Orla's taloned hand reached out, covering his smaller 5-fingered one. Her scales were warm like sun-baked stones. "You really don't know, do you?" "Know what?" Before she could answer, the doors burst open. A squadron of Imperial Guard flooded in, their armor gleaming with the royal crest of the Draconian Empire, a star-crowned dragon in flight. Riza stumbled backward, his medical bag clattering to the floor. "Your Highness," the lead guard said, dropping to one knee before Orla. "The Emperor has requested your presence. The Zentari ambassador has arrived early for the ball preparations." Riza's mind went blank. "Highness?" Orla sighed, a small plume of silver smoke escaping her nostrils, a draconian expression of frustration. "I was going to tell you before the ball. I just wanted a few more days of being normal. Riza couldn't finish the sentence. Crown Princess Orla Zinth Dracane, first daughter of the Crimson Throne, heir apparent to the Draconian Empire, she said, each title landing like a physical blow. "The injury that left me like this? It happened protecting my father during an assassination attempt. They gave me the Star of Valor. It sits in a drawer somewhere in the palace." The guards shifted uncomfortably. One of them, a scarred veteran, spoke up. The princess refused full cybernetic reconstruction, said she wanted to understand the experience of those she'd govern, who couldn't afford such luxuries. Riza felt the floor tilt beneath him. He'd asked a princess, an actual princess, to a ball on a student's budget. Worse, he'd acted like he was doing her a favor, rescuing her from loneliness. "I'm so sorry," he whispered. "I didn't mean to presume." "Stop." Orla's voice carried command now, the same tone he'd heard her use once when a senior physician tried to deny treatment to a poor Zentari patient. She'd verbally eviscerated the man until he complied. "Do you know why I work here, Riza? Why I chose this academy light years from the palace?" He shook his head, mute. Because here I'm just Orla. Not a title, not a political tool, not a tragedy to be pitied. You see me that way. You see past the chair, past the species difference, past everything but who I am. Her eyes gleamed with unshed tears. A rare thing for draconians. Do you know how precious that is? Your Highness, the Emperor, the guard began, can wait 5 more minutes. Orla's tone brooked no argument. She turned back to Riza. I would be honored to attend the ball with you, but I should warn you. My father will insist on sending a security detail, and probably a royal transport, and my 3 brothers will want to meet you first. Riza's laugh came out slightly hysterical. Your brothers? They're protective. And large. Very large. A smile played at her scaled lips. Think you can handle it, poor human student? Something in her tone, the gentle teasing, the warmth, made Riza's spine straighten. This was still Orla, the same person who'd bandaged his hands when he burned them on Thorgalian acid, who'd shared her lunch when his account ran dry mid-cycle, who'd sat with him during the night shifts when homesickness made Earth feel impossibly far away. I asked you to the ball, he said firmly. I meant it. Princess or not, chair or not. I just want to dance with you, even if I have to push your chair around the dance floor all night. The guards made various sounds of shock at his casual tone, but Orla laughed. A beautiful, crystalline sound that echoed through the hall. You humans, she said, shaking her head. Absolutely fearless in the stupidest, most wonderful ways. She squeezed his hand. It's a date, Riza. Fair warning, though, I'm an excellent dancer. The chair has anti-grav boosters. As the guards escorted her away for imperial duties, Orla looked back once. Riza, wear something nice. And don't be intimidated by the palace. It's just a very large, very old house. Alone in the corridor, Riza slid down the wall, his legs suddenly unable to support him. He'd just asked a princess to a ball. She'd said yes. And somehow, impossibly, the crazy thing wasn't her title or her species, or her chair. It was that a poor human, student from Earth's outer colonies, had somehow earned the affection of the bravest person he'd ever met. Humanity's superpower, he thought, wasn't strength or technology. It was the absolute audacity to reach for the impossible and refuse to let go. The ball was going to be interesting.